today, and it's day 45 of recovery from phalloplasty. So I want to do a little topic here for y'all today, and that topic is specifically around clothing and exactly what I am wearing now that I'm over a month post-op phalloplasty. So the one thing I will mention is I kind of did a previous video to this. A lot of it is the same information as what I did, but now that I'm a month post-op, some things have slightly changed, but not really a whole lot. So prior to surgery, I was, recommended that I should get at least a couple shirts, or especially for long sleeves and sweaters that are a size too big. So normally I wear about a small, maybe a medium, depending on the style of the sweater or the shirt. So, I ended up getting 2 shirts, or at least 2 sweaters that were a size too big. So the one thing and the reason for this is because on the arm, like you can see right now, like this has a lot of material that is still left around the arm, and it's not too tight. Even here, like where the elastic is, like it's not tight at all. So you don't want anything that is too snug on your arm, because one, like that's a lot of pressure on your arm, and 2, it still allows everything to breathe, and it's just not too tight. So that is the one reason with sweaters and like long sleeves, you want your sweater to be a little bit big, but also 2, it is a lot easier to put on once you can start to wear sweaters and shirts, because that was the big thing for me. I was wearing t-shirts and tank tops for a lot of the beginning of my recovery, unless it was a button-up shirt, because then I wasn't able to, with sweaters or long sleeves, like bend my arm. Like I wasn't able to put my arm out or move things a certain way. A lot of my mobility was not as good just because of my elbow and with my hand. So it was just wearing something simple, wearing something that was easier to get on. But once you are able to start wearing, sweaters, long sleeves and stuff, it's just a lot easier to have that extra space in your sweaters and stuff to be able to get your arm actually through. So yeah, definitely recommend that for whether one during recovery, again during surgery, and even after, honestly, like until you're able to just wear a compression sleeve on your arm, depending on obviously how well you heal. That's maybe different for everybody, but it is definitely something that I appreciate, like having is just a oversized sweaters and shirts. That way it's easier to get on. But as mentioned, t-shirts and tank tops I have no issues with, and honestly, like I don't have to worry about having something that is overly like too large, especially for tank tops. Like I don't have to worry about wearing a size that's bigger than I normally would wear, and same with t-shirts, just because it doesn't come down as far, and I don't have to bend my arm as much to get my arm into the sleeves. So yeah, it was definitely something I didn't have to worry about. So yeah, the second thing is for pants. So for pants, again, the same thing. I was recommended about a size larger than I would normally wear, and I did end up actually getting 2 pairs of pants, and it is something that I pretty much alternate between, other than a pair of pajama pants that I also do have, but I really don't wear those as much. But I do have a couple pairs of pants that are a little larger than I normally would wear, and the reason why they do suggest this is for actually a few reasons. So after surgery and for the first month, normally you have to prop things a certain way, and in order to do so, with tighter pants, you really can't conceal it. Also, you don't want it to be too snug against everything, and you want to allow everything against like breathe and sit properly with the way it's supposed to be propped. So with bigger size pants, you don't have to worry about it being too snug. You can also have the distance between your body and then the fabric, and just allow to have that extra space. Also, the one thing I do did notice was with oversized pants, it was a little bit easier to also pull up. With tighter pants, I struggle a little bit. So even right now, I'm not wearing too tight of pants. I really honestly switch between the 2, but I do find one has a little bit more stretchy over elastic at the waist than the other one, but they're both about the same size. But the one that has a stretchier elastic just is able to pull up a little easier. But that is, one thing again recommended to have is oversized pants, because 1, easier to pull up, 2, it gives you the space in between yourself and the fabric, and 3, be able to prop things a certain way, and also be able to conceal it without it being overly too tight and uncomfortable. So yeah, those 2 things with sweaters and long sleeves and pants are definitely something I would recommend anybody to have during phalloplasty, is to go at least a size larger than what is suggested. And then the last thing I want to talk about is for underwear. Personally, I have not been able to wear any underwear other than the medical underwear, even though I'm over a month post-op. So I've had some complications with the phallus and with surgery and recovery. So currently, it kind of sucks, and I'm just really looking forward to getting to that point of being able to finally wear underwear. But as of right now, I can't. and I have to continue using the medical underwear until everything is healed 100%. And so right now I really can't make a video on that, and I will make a future video on it because I have purchased certain underwear that I've heard a lot of other trans guys suggest, so it is something that I want to definitely talk about and definitely make a video on my encounters, and like, you know, if it actually works for me, because again, like, I'm a smaller guy. I found the size actually didn't really fit, but I'm hoping to be able to shrink it down a little bit, but this was also before surgery, and you know, now that things obviously have changed, like, I don't know if the underwear will fit a little bit better, but yeah. Anyways, you know, those are just some of the suggestions that I can give you as of currently where I'm sitting at with recovery and what I've experienced myself. And again, if anybody else, you know, wants to put any suggestions in here of items like with clothing that they feel is comfortable for them, always feel free to put it down in the comments down below. And, you know, again, also, if you have any other topics or suggestions or anything like that, again, feel free to put those down below as well. But I really do appreciate you all being here and watching these videos. And if you would like, there is going to be a link, as always mentioned, in my description, and it gives you access to my Amazon wishlist and recovery tip option if you want to help and support me in that way. But also gives you access to all my other platforms if you want to follow me on any of those, as a way you can stay up to date on this whole journey and recovery as a whole. But I would ask that you would follow me on here so you can stay up to date on at least this process and stay up to date on my future videos and topics as well. But yeah, I really appreciate you all being here as mentioned, and just really appreciate you guys being a part of this journey. But anyways, thank you all for being here, and bye for now.